Hi, my name is Jesse Carlson. I work with the City of Savage. I'm the Water Resources Manager here at the city. I've been here for about 3 years.
The UTVs are only going to run up here, so you can wetline whatever you want.
This year we partnered with the Shakopee Metawakanton Sioux community. They basically took the lead on the burn planning, and we put a plan in place for starting looking at windows of burning. So weather is a huge factor, moisture condition, and other factors that come into play. And then once we pick a day, we get all the staff together that day of. We do a debrief on site, so we know what areas we're targeting.
Welcome. We have quite the contingency of resources and agencies here. SMSE, Savage Fire Department. We got U.S. Fish and Wildlife. We got Bloomington Fire Department. Representation from the DNR here. It's kind of a big event for 4.07 acres.
The areas that we look at burning are, we look at when we burned them last. So if we manage them specifically for native vegetation, we typically burn them maybe on a 2 to 3 year cycle. So this one was burned, I think, 2 years ago. From there, they go ahead and get to their specific areas that they're going to burn, and they establish a line. They usually wet down the line so they can burn right up to that line. It's a very sharp line they end up establishing. The hope is we do the burn, we enhance the native vegetation, and then suppress the invasive species that we're starting to see here.
For us to manage what we refer to as our natural areas, we really need to know what those systems consist of in terms of vegetation. And we're fortunate to have a very good database that was established back in the mid-1990s. And during that time, the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources completed what was called a biological survey. The purpose of that was to determine what areas are left that are of value in terms of natural resources. We use that database to look at our natural resources and determine how we want to manage them. Hidden Valley having a prairie remnant, well, the reason that this remnant is here is because it's such a steep slope it wasn't developable. So we're fortunate to have this valuable piece of land that contains a lot of threatened plant species. So as we've gone forward, we also look at the history of Scott County. What did this area look like prior to what we refer to as pre-settlement conditions? So this is a great example of what portions of Scott County look like, especially along the Credit River where there's steep bluffs.
And then after the burn, it's going to be brown or black, I should say. And that'll be that way for 2 to 3 weeks, and it'll green up really quickly. The nice thing about a burn is it actually really enhances the ability for that area to green up. So this area that we see behind us right now, within 2 to 3 weeks time, you're going to see it really greening up, and it's going to start to look healthy and beautiful. So yeah, this fall we potentially might be burning around the community park area, which includes the Environmental Learning Center. And providing the weather conditions are met, the hope would be to do a burn sometime in October, maybe early November. And I think that'd be the primary next burn that we're planning on doing. So if residents are concerned about future burns, they can either contact myself or John Allen, our Parks and Natural Resources Superintendent. And either one of us would be happy to provide you information regarding future burns and what we're planning on doing.